Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Senpai. I decided to do a random build challenge with my friend Matt. I did the generator and I had a really strange one. Um, I got basically my challenge was to build a yellow secret hideout with the lot trait private dwelling for one sim with a budget of 68,000. It must include a cemetery or a mausoleum, and it has to have a huge food farm. So this one was kind of tricky. I've never tried to build like a secret hideout or like an underground bunker or anything, but that's kind of what I was going for here. I decided that I was going to make the lot look like it was a park and that maybe that there was like a secret entrance or something to get to where the actual house was. Um, I know it says secret like hideout, but I'm assuming by secret hideout it could be literally anything. So I just decided to make it like a secret hideout that's a house. So I've never really played with the terrain tool too much. Can't say I'm very good at it, but the idea was that it was kind of like sneaky. Now, it also said that it did need to be in the city. So unfortunately, there really wasn't that many options to be in the city. So I wish I could have picked like a more wooded, like sneaky hideaway area, but unfortunately, you can't really do that. I also wish that there was a way I could have just been or like made it on already pre-made park. I didn't feel like making a park, but I did it, and I think it's fine. It's supposed to be just like a little baby mini park, not like a crazy big. I did manage to put everything that you could think of that would go in a park in here, given it is still residential, so it's not like random people are gonna come or random sims are gonna come by. I mean, they do regardless, even when it is residential, but I just mean more like a park would. So yeah, there is one point where I did completely forget I needed to put a cemetery or a mausoleum. I decided to go with the cemetery, and I do eventually remember, but it takes me quite a bit to get there. The idea was that I would have like a little, like a bathroom. I'd have a bathroom and maybe just put like a secret entrance in the back. I don't do that. It is still a bathroom, but I don't do. You'll see. Anyways, so I also forgot that it was supposed to be yellow, but I do go back to change it, and you'll see that eventually. I also felt like it wasn't quite fair because it was, I don't know, I felt like the whole place was supposed to be yellow, so I ended up doing a lot of yellow decorations in the house. I think I think the inside is a little bit more neutral than I would have liked, but it's not too bad. Um, it's okay. We'll figure it out. Anyways, I did pretty much the best that I could do, so whatever. Um, I do add, yeah, I liked the addition of the bookshelf because it's a hidden door. So instead of like doing the back, because originally I was just going to put like a door in the back and somebody would just have to run around to the back to get to the entrance. But instead I was like, well, I can do this because it's a little bit more sneaky. And then that would leave room for, there's a bathroom and then you could come in and maybe it could be like a little public library. Regardless, I am pretty glad that it did work out. Otherwise, I think Get to Work has like that secret looking door or that like stay out, or I don't remember. You'd have to look at it, but that would have been the next choice. So, not that great. Anyways, so aside from this build, I feel like I've been pouring out videos after videos after videos, which I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself from doing, even if I'm really not getting that much interaction, guys, from you guys. It's fine. I'm just kidding. But I feel like I am definitely enjoying myself a lot more doing these challenges. I know that Sim burnout or The Sims 4 burnout is definitely a real thing, and it definitely happens with me relatively quickly. But that's why I've been trying to avoid main gameplay and just kind of stick to challenges or speed builds, things like that, because then I'm not really playing for extended periods of times doing the same thing over and over again. And by that I just mean, sometimes you just got to take a break from The Sims. I mean, you can't just do it 24/7. So that's why I also did Tall Poppy, which I am working on more videos. I just wanted to pretty much do these challenges while I could, because I did do this challenge with a friend, and I will probably do another video where I download his build and he downloads my build, and we can critique each other's build. I thought his was pretty cool. His was he had to build a blue lighthouse in Sulani with the lot trait Filthy, which he doesn't have, but it doesn't really matter. He had to do it for 7 Sims with a budget of 13,000 simoleons. It had to have a garden, a bar, and a game room. So I can only imagine what that must look like. I haven't seen it, but that challenge seems pretty cool. So cool, in fact, that I might even do it at a later point in time. Maybe if I start getting bored or run out of ideas, because that seems like a really hard challenge. But I'm going to look over it probably at the end. He also, my friend Matt, he's not like I'm going to play The Sims all the time. So I always like seeing people that don't play The Sims all the time. I like seeing their builds just because there's a lot of things that they don't know, or like all of the tips and tricks that they could do. I did my best to help him, because I was like, you definitely need to use debug items, because there's no way that you're going to have enough money for that many Sims. It would just be way too hard. But I don't know. Excited to look at it. So anyways, aside from that, I believe I'm trying to see if I can do challenges that maybe wouldn't take so long. So, speed build challenges are great, as well as I like playing with my friends and doing challenges with them, especially people that don't play The Sims all the time, because then, and I hate to say it, but sometimes their builds just come out horrendous. And that's not me saying that I'm just the greatest builder in the world, because I am not even a little bit. But if you definitely don't know what you're doing, like, at all, I would say 9 out of 10 your houses look like boxes, which it does. Mine used to, and sometimes, in my opinion, they still do. I mean, look at the 10-minute challenge that I did. That was a box. So it's fine. I also forgot here that when you put down an urn, it turns into what is that? What is that? Why am I losing? What is that? What is that called? Am I serious? Do I really not know what that's called? It's not an urn. It's you know what? I don't know what's wrong with me, but I completely had a brain fart. I don't know what's wrong with me at all. Like, I'm just a hot mess. It's fine. Either way, I remembered to put the cemetery here. I almost did forget, but I didn't. I came back and I put it down. I could have. It probably would have been smarter to just make this into a mausoleum that just had like a hidden entrance. I'm thinking like jungle adventure vibes. But of course, I realized it too late, and there was no way I was gonna destroy my build, because I made a lot of progress. So it's fine. You come, go mourn your cat or dog that died, and then your kids can go play. It's not a big deal. No, I definitely know tons of families who they'll bring food, they'll bring drinks, alcohol, they'll eat with their family members, and all that stuff. So I don't see this to be like super far-fetched or anything. I like the idea. I think that's it. I was gonna, or what I should have done was add statues or more statues and stuff like that, but I ended up just not going through with it, and I just kind of liked the way that it was nice and simple. Or it could have just been pure laziness, but it doesn't matter. I did get to work on the inside. I almost forgot that I had to do a big garden. That was kind of hard, because I pretty much had the only option of destroying my build on the outside to fit a garden or having an indoor garden. So I just went with having an indoor garden since it's a secret base anyways. Nobody's supposed to know she lives there. And to be fair, if I worked really hard to grow a garden and random Sims were just coming and stealing my food, I'd be pretty pissed. And that's normally why I will put a fence around my Sims house, because I get them to like perfect quality, and then these random Sims will just come on my lot and take them. Like, why? Why would you do that? Why is that even a thing in the game? I guess realistically somebody could do that in person, but I feel like I don't know, most people wouldn't do that, right? Maybe it's just me. I don't know. It took me forever to decide what I was going to do with the inside. I started to get overwhelmed because I couldn't figure out what kind of decorations I was going for. And then I just eventually settled with kind of like neutral tones. I think it's always hard when I'm building for challenges or for Sims with different personalities than mine, if that makes sense. Because if I had it my way, I would just make everything black. Oh yeah, sorry for that teeny tiny little jump cut. I ended up losing power more than once, so I had to figure out what that was about. But it's snowing over here, so that could be it. But it's not like much progress was made. I just kind of sat on my screen while it was recording for a while, and I had to just cut that whole chunk out. Either way, we're back here, and this is me remembering like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have a garden. So I'm trying to, have an indoor garden theme going on here. And I do like the entranceway. I was trying to make it seem like it was a little bit scary. Like, oh, maybe somebody accidentally found it and there was a bunch of signs and they were like, oh no, we can't go in here. But, in reality, if they would have opened the door, they come into the complete opposite. Let's see what else I'm trying to think of. This build took me quite some time because I didn't have any concept of what I was doing. So I'm going to be honest, I think I kind of forgot the majority of what I did. I remember neutral tones, and I think the bedroom and the living room might be colorful, but don't quote me on that. So, yeah. Anyways, I really want to play or finish playing Tall Poppy. It's not that long of a game, so I definitely can sit and do it, but I'm just honestly procrastinating. So, what else is new? Side note, I definitely could have put, or I should have put, now that I'm thinking about it, should have put like maybe a washing machine and dryer, because I guess there's not a reason. I just feel like it'd be more realistic. Like if you have a secret hideaway, I feel like you want to be away from people for a reason, and you don't want people to know that you live there. So, wash your clothes there. No? Probably other things that would have been nice to add here is maybe like a couple solar panels and some water collectors, or what is it called, dew collectors, because then you could be fully like off the grid. Definitely nobody would know that you were there unless they like stumbled upon it. But this is me making like, or trying to make the outside a little bit like, to deter people from going in if they did stumble upon it. Like maybe they could think like, oh, it's just a secret lab, like there's all this dangerous stuff here, maybe I shouldn't go in. It is supposed to be a secret base, so yeah. And Get to Work definitely has the good amount of stuff for that. This hallway it's kind of just a plain Jane hallway, not too much is going on. I didn't intend for that really to even be there, but it's there, so just some boring decorations and call it a day. I think I put I put a plant there. I remember a little bit, but my memory's not that great. I do add, I think, stuff for a cat. Now, this definitely could be changed. Like you could put a 2-bedroom in there. You can change it for dogs, things like that. Oh yeah, this is where I remember that it's supposed to be yellow, so I try to find something that looks good because they kind of all look terrible. I do find something that works out. But yeah, for the inside, for the bedroom, you definitely could change that to a double bed quite easily. It's pretty spacious down there. You probably could even have like a kid and or a toddler down there. Definitely more room than just one sim, but that's just what my challenge had said. Like, it's specifically just one sim. So one bed, because she doesn't need more than that. But I made sure that she has a lot of company. I believe I give her a hamster, and she would, again, you can have the option to have a cat. I changed this around because I thought it looked terrible. I don't like any of the end tables. I feel like they're too big and like clunky. Is that how? I don't know. Like, I don't like any of them. I wish that they had smaller ones. Because I know, like, my bed stand, my nightstand, that's the word. My nightstand isn't that big. Um, to me, I just think it kind of gets in the way. But whatever. So she does have she does have a lot of money left. I can't remember if I was fully able to use all of that money. I really don't remember. I'll probably come back to it. The one thing I know that I didn't do is the only way for me to have like planted everything was I could have just cheated, but I didn't. I could have just gone in game and got her to open up all the seed packets when I plant everything in the gardening room. And I was going to add more decoration to that too, but I don't know if I did. Maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but I know I didn't open up all the seed packets. I know that for sure. So all the seed packets are just on the floor because I was like, I'm not doing that. So if anybody does download this, you can open up the packets yourself. They're there. You just got to open it. So maybe I wonder if I might even use this in game. I do really like this house. I definitely would change it up a little bit so that it can be for just more than one person. Or what I could do, which would be really awesome for anybody who's ever played Fallout, it could be a vault. Like, it could be a secret vault. And I just have to survive down there and try not to go stir crazy. And I can't remember which vault it was where they voted people off, and they just kept voting people off until I think there was only like 3 people left. And then when you're reading the story, you actually end up finding out that the whole test, like the vault was testing them and hoping that if the point for them was to not vote anybody off, and by voting somebody off they meant, like, unaliving them. So the whole point, it was a test. Essentially, the goal was to get them to not do it, but they didn't know that, and they killed so many people up until they just got to 3 people left. And I think that once one of them found out the truth, they ended up like killing themselves because they felt so bad. Because it was that is pretty fucked up though. I think they were told that like if they didn't kill somebody off, that something terrible was going to happen or something. So they just one by one they would do it. Either way, that would be cool if maybe like I can kind of redo this a little bit and make the outside look a little bit more like Apocalypse. So a lot of junk, a lot of dismay and all that stuff outside, and then this inside I can change to be like bunker style, so just a bunch of beds everywhere, and have like 8 sims, and then have all of the sims just like vote each other off. But obviously they can't vote each other off, so I would either one get somebody or friends or you guys to vote them off and unalive them or I could use like a wheel generator to vote them off too, which is pretty interesting. Like, I guess down to the last person, it's really just like, oh, this person wins and they survive all alone. That's so sad. But just thought about that, it'd be a good idea. So I was going to say for the living room, I kind of wish that I made it just a tad bit bigger, but I mean, it works for what it was. The kitchen, in my opinion, is relatively small. I know that the kitchen looks like it's big, but the way that I place everything kind of makes it seem like it's a lot smaller. Plus, that big ass door takes up a lot of space, and I couldn't really block it. So I just did the best that I could. And it does look nice. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, I'm pretty sure that I put like 2 bar stools there. I don't know why I put 2 bar stools because it's only one person, so that could have just been one and it would have been fine. Anyways, it really doesn't matter. It all still works, and that's kind of what I care about. I hate that they do this. Like, there's always that little gap, and you know what? In real life, there's always that little gap between like the fridge or the stove and the counters, and stuff always gets in there. And it's like, what if it falls down there? Honestly, it just doesn't exist to me anymore, because when it's down there, it's down there. There's just like no getting it out. I think I saw a video of somebody like purposely dropping their grilled cheese sandwich in between the gap. And all I could think is, why? Why would you do that? You'd waste a perfectly delicious, innocent grilled cheese so that you could just drop it in between there for some laughs. Like, that's just heartbreaking. But do you see what I mean now? Like, it seems like it's a big space, but also not at the same time. Like, personally, I would love like more counter space. I keep talking about this, but I really need to do it. Like, I want to make my dream home. And honestly, I think I don't want to say I want a big kitchen, but I need a lot of counter space, because when I bake, it's messy as hell. I need an extra large sink because I do not wash dishes in between, because no thank you. Nobody has time for that. Well, I don't anyways. But, oh yeah, this is me adding stuff for a cat. It's very easy to just switch it out and just add stuff for like a dog. I prefer cats, and cats are, at least indoor cats are a lot more content being inside as opposed to dogs. They don't really appreciate being cooped up inside. But to be fair, you have like a whole park outside. But I think the point here is to probably stay hidden. I guess anyways. I don't know. I ended up having to make it bigger. I was going to try to like fence it off to maybe keep the cat away, but then I was like, why would I fence it off? That doesn't make sense, because if anybody has a cat, just jump right over it. Also, I was putting these down on the ground, and then it took me a second to realize, I was like, one, they're all probably way too close to each other. It's just not going to work. And then as I was going through, what I was also failing to realize was that has to be placed on terrain, not on floor. So I was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's just go for pots. I think I picked like the hydroponic ones. Is that how you pronounce it? Anyways, I bought those because one, that definitely used up a lot more money, and a lot easier to take care of, especially being indoors. And then I just added, I think like, oh yeah, oh no, I didn't add it yet. Okay. I add a couple of those just for extra, why not? It's supposed to be a large garden, and I think that this is relatively large, especially because it's inside. There's definitely room to add more. Here, I placed all those seed packets on the floor. But anyways, this is the entire build. I hope you like it. I'll post another video with my friend Max. Thanks for watching.